Did you know that every song that you listen to on the radio goes through the process of mixing? Mixing is adjusting the frequencies and volume levels of every instrument on a song in order to make it pleasing to the ear. With that being said, the process that I'm going to show you today is used by mixing engineers around the world. My name is Chris. I'm a self-taught mixing engineer. Over the last 3 years, I've worked on 35 singles and 3 full-length albums. I used to be a recording artist myself and found that it would be cheaper and more efficient for me to learn the process myself instead of hiring an engineer to do it. Today what I'm going to be teaching you is how to set up submixes in a DAW or a digital audio workstation. So let's go right into Pro Tools 8 and set up a submix for our drums. Looking at this screen, you can notice a lot of colors, and the way that I have it set up right now is all of our drums are green. So if you listen to our tracks and I mute out the rest of these tracks here, all you can hear are green and all you see action on is green. So with that, we want to make sure that we have a good visual of where our drums are. We're going to create a submix so that you can see where all of our drums are going, coming from and going to. So the first thing we want to do in order to create a submix is create a new auxiliary track. Go to the track menu up on the top of the screen, go to new, and you get a new track dialog. First thing you want to do is change your track format from mono to stereo, which will allow us full stereo spectral control during the mix. And we want to change this from an audio track to an auxiliary. We don't need anything from the rest of these boxes here, so we will go ahead and click create. And that dropped in the new auxiliary track here on the right. So the first thing we want to do is drag that over near the rest of the drum samples, because again, we want to make sure that we have everything in proximity. We want to keep everything neat and organized. Next, where it says aux1 doesn't really have any meaning, so what we want to do is give that a name that actually means something. And since we're creating a drum bus, we're going to call this drum bus. Okay, the next step that we need to do is create the bus. We're going to stop the music, and we're going to change the inputs from no inputs to a bus input. Select bus 1 and 2. That's kind of like opening the door for the audio. We will be able to send the audio from the audio tracks to this auxiliary track and get full control over all of the audio tracks, global control. Next, what we want to do is go through each one of these tracks here and assign them to that door or to that bus input. So we're going to change all of these from analog 1, 2, which sends it to speakers, to bus 1, 2, which will in turn send it to that bus. And just to let you know, this is actually quite a simple track, simple song. More complex songs can have upwards of 100 tracks or more when they're done recording. So with that being said, now we have the bus created and we have routed all of our drums to this drum bus. So if I push play, we have the audio feeding into this drum bus. And what that means is I can mute the drums and only play instruments. I can turn down the entire drum group. I'll still have full control over each individual element, but when it comes to a full mix, it's much easier to make adjustments by 1 or 2 decibels using a drum bus. And if I wanted to put an effect on the entire group instead of putting an effect on every single instrument, I can put one on the drum bus, which would save CPU and time because I don't have to go in and insert effect on every single track. And that's really all there is to it. We just created a drum bus which gives us global control over those individual drum tracks. Now imagine if we had to use this on a song that had 50 or 60 tracks. This would actually help us and give us a lot of efficiency and help us be more organized in our mix. So with that, let's go ahead and review. And this time we will actually utilize the purple tracks, the guitar tracks, and create a bus for the guitars. So first thing we do is click the track menu at the top of the screen, new, change the format from mono to stereo, change the type from audio to auxiliary, click create. First thing we want to do after the new track is inserted into our mix is change the color so that it coincides with what we're working with. Alright, we've got purple. Now what we want to do is drag that over so that it's next to the instruments that we actually want to use it with. Next we want to give it a name that's useful. This time it's going to be guitar bus. Next we want to route our audio into the guitar bus. So what we want to do is we want to change the input on the bus to a bus channel, which is going to be 3 and 4. Next we're going to change the output of these audio tracks. This one's already at 3 and 4, so we're going to do the same thing on this track and the last track. And what that allows us to do is it actually feeds these 3 tracks into this bus track and gives us control, global control. That's it. That's all there is to making a bus, a stereo bus, an audio bus, a drum bus, a guitar bus, a violin bus, any bus that you can use in your track to gain control and make it more organized is a good bus. I hope you enjoyed this speech and catch you next time. Bye.